Hello everyone, today we're going to assemble the CorpusTech Citadel Paint Pot Rack. You should have received everything that you see on the table here in front of you. You've got your two side supports, your two support struts, 4 full paint shelves, and then finally the top paint shelf. So you will need, that is not included, just a small tube of super glue. Any super glue will work. I like to use the Gorilla Glue. So to get started, the first thing that we're going to do is take one of our side struts. Now these have two sides. Every single piece here has two sides. One side that's kind of got this texture, and then there's another side that is the finished side as part of the manufacturing. So I actually prefer to have the textured side out on the side shelves. So you'll want to take one of these and just stick it on its side so you can get the non-textured side facing up. So go ahead and do that now. So you can kind of start with any of these that you want. The principle is essentially the same for all of them, but what you're going to do is you're going to get, so this is one of our support struts. I'm definitely going to make sure that I put that textured side facing down towards the bottom of the rack, and you know, it would slot in right here, and essentially all you have to do for all of the steps is you just take just a little bit of super glue, and like I said, it really doesn't take much, just enough to kind of get the front leading edge wet, and you can just kind of, that might even be just a little bit too much, but you can see that. And we're going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. Just enough to get that just a little bit wet. So then we have it. We want to make sure that we're orienting it correctly. So again, for these struts, just to make it so that everything is the same, textured side down. And then you just slide it in the hole. And they fit snugly enough that it should kind of sit in there where it needs to be, at least for now, till it dries. And then we're going to basically do the same thing for the next one. So we put all of them in the bottom, and then you'll see kind of how that goes. So we'll probably speed up through that process. Alright, so we got our two support struts in. Now it's a little tiny bit different when we do our shelves. So here you can see we've got one of our shelves. Now the back part of it here is actually where the pots sit for the shelf that's going to go up and behind it. But we're still going to do the two main sides of this little retention stub that goes into the side bracket. But also we're going to want to put just a little bit along the top to help lock it in, and then along the side here just to give it a little bit more support. So then we'll as well just put a little bit along the leading edge of both of these. And so again, it doesn't take a lot. So again, we kind of went across the top here. We did this side support, and then as well as the two support stubs. So that, again, these support stubs they have to face up, so it'll be, again, textured side is going to go towards the bottom, and we can just go ahead, and I'll turn this a little bit so you guys can see better, and we will just slide that right in there. Okay, should fit into place. So now when we do our second one, same principle, it's going to go in this way. Oops, got a little bit too much there. It's alright if you get too much in there. Sometimes you can spread it around a little bit, but if not a super big deal. It'll still work just fine. Okay. And then we'll come to our back side here. And again, just enough. So now the important thing for this one is to remember, so now we have this support, this kind of vertical support, and so all of these should line up perfectly. So you see how kind of that snaps in there. We have a little bit of space up here, and so we're going to go ahead while we have that space, and we're just going to glue this one for now as well. And that's going to just go ahead. They don't have to sit perfectly right off the bat. It'll all lock together once we get everything going. As long as you don't take a super long time, none of this stuff should dry faster than you need. So again, we'll kind of take our shelf. It's going to be oriented this way. So, and you just kind of repeat the process for the next couple of shelves. And then the final step here for this part is just this little top rack. Again, textured side we want to make sure faces down. These holes are beveled a little bit on the top just to help make it look a little nicer and stick a little better. Actually, okay, so this side, and we will just, here we go, get just a little bit on the edge. Perfect. And then we'll go ahead. Ooh, I don't think we put any on here. And then we'll just go ahead and do the same thing right here. I think that was a little bit much, but all right. So now that we got all that, we need to go through and relatively quickly just hit up the nubs. You know, and you'll kind of have to do it at a bit of an angle here. It's alright if you need to rotate this thing around. And we'll just do all of these. Just a nice little line across the top. And then we'll do the same thing from this side. All right, so now we kind of get to the final part. Like I said, I like to have the textured side on the end caps facing out. And so kind of the cool thing about the way that I designed this is everything should line up pretty easily. I've gotten several different types of shelves over the years as I have gotten more and more into the hobby. And it's always a bugger, it seems like, to get everything to line up just right. But with this, it all snaps into position. You can go ahead if you want and you can flip it up. And that is your assembled shelf. I would let it rest for, you know, 20-30 minutes just to make sure that that super glue fully sets. But yeah, you can see you've got the front here. It's supported all the way up, holds everything nice and tight. Unlike a lot of these you get that have a lot of wiggle and stuff, even right now that glue isn't fully hardened. And it just feels super solid. So hopefully that worked for you. If you have any questions, don't be afraid to leave a comment down below. Thank you.